Presented by that time I got reincarnated in the same world as an anime podcaster, this is Shonen Jumping the Gun, the show where we set our sights on the first chapter of a manga and decide if it's a misfire or a bullseye.
Let's see how many rounds are in this magazine.
On today's episode, transported to another world where war is farming, this is Sengoku Komachi Kuroutan. Welcome, everybody. I am but a simple podcaster of the earth, Moxidine, here with my green-thumbed...
Haven't you heard? I'm Nobunaga.
Nobunaga. Yes, Nobunaga, Isekai Sensei Sama Brad. Brad, how you doing? He keeps showing up. He can't keep doing this.
I'm in charge of many vassal states, so
yes.
I think I'm doing pretty good.
You have a very long name, but I'm not allowed to say most of it.
Actually, it sounds like you're not allowed to say Nobunaga.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all we call him, though.
Haven't you heard? Yeah, we do.
What are we supposed to do if we go back in time and see him? We won't know what to call him.
Who's America's Nobunaga? Who's the guy that we have mixed feelings about? I guess I don't know what other nations feel about our folkloric characters in history.
I mean, Andrew Jackson.
Yeah.
Although at this point, I think everybody with half a brain just agrees that he was a pretty piece of shit.
Yeah.
Probably like...
Custer?
No. Who was not Ulysses S. Grant, but the general on the other side?
Robert E. Lee?
Robert E. Lee.
I could see that.
Because, he was, not fighting for a good cause, but he was a good man.
I want to see that guy who interviews Japanese people on the streets and ask them about the American Civil War. We are continuing the Kraftwerks arc. This was the closest I got to a piece of it that I wanted, which the work of your hands. And not to say that bread wasn't that, but this was my I wanted that carpentry or something, or a black, maybe it might be still a blacksmith one. I don't know if I googled blacksmithing.
And
that might still be out there.
Ironic that to get what you wanted,
you
had to make a wish on a monkey's paw, and you got an isekai.
But I got what I wanted. I did. This was burying the lead a little bit. I had a good time with this. This is Sengoku Komachi Kuroutan. I don't know if this was a more literal translation or just another way to say it, but it was called A Sengoku Period Bell's Labor Story, which is a pretty on-point way of saying it.
I have no idea.
Exactly. But no, originally a light novel.
It was a light novel, huh?
Yeah, I said that. Both right now and before. Kiyoshi Kuto, and now illustrated in a manga by Gecko Hirasawa. The novel starting in 2013 to present.
Gecko Hirasawa is a great name.
It is. It's very, I was about to say One Piece. That's only just because Gecko. It makes me think of Gecko Moira. But the novel started in 2013 and is still going. And the manga started in 2017, 4 years later, and is still present in the magazine Comic Earthstar, which I've never heard of, but that doesn't mean
there's got to be just 700 different magazines.
I wonder how many of them are just digital now, and it's just a concept. But at the time of this recording, it has 17 volumes. So we've gone from
17th volumes.
We've 17th volumes. We've gone from making bread to tending bar to farming, in the Sengoku period. But with now techniques, kind of, sort of.
Farming is definitely foundational to most other things. So.
It is. I was not kidding in the intro when I jokingly said in another world where war is farming, because as stated by, what is it, Napoleon? Was that Napoleon who said an army marches on its stomach? That is a very true statement. Being able to feed an army is how they can freaking function. If you cannot feed them and thus supply them, you're kind of toast.
You either got to have supply lanes or you got to be able to pick it up as you go.
Yep. Nobody's going to want to do anything if their stomach is so empty they can't move. I mean, when I'm hungry, I can barely do anything. And
just like earlier.
Exactly. And that's why we took a break and ate things. We got bread. Spoiler alert, everybody. Spoiler alert for actual happenings that aren't important. We did Yakitate Japan, and then we got Asian bread.
Yeah. We actually found an Asian bakery.
That was not far from my house.
Amazing.
Very fitting.
Apparently
doxing myself
relatively
even more.
New.
Yes, it seemed to be. We're getting so off base. We'll get more into that later, because this is about farming. This isn't about bread. Bread
I'm sure there's...
Bread has been somewhat invented yet.
They probably won't have bread.
They'll have millet. They'll have rice.
Maybe.
They will specifically have rice.
Porridge.
Yes, they grow
Japanese
sweet
people are
potatoes.
all
They
about
grow sweet
porridge.
potatoes. Time for my Moxie's Mox Speed patented manga summary. Oh, I didn't think about saying this name out loud. I am a Yano Koju Shizuko, an ordinary agriculture high school student. As I was coming back from school, I lost consciousness. When I opened my eyes, there was the Sengoku period.
By the way, this doesn't happen in the comic, but my headcanon is that she got hit on the head by an air conditioner.
Why?
Because there's like a single drop of water lands in front of her, and then she's back in time. So it's like an air conditioner drip,
I guess.
and then clunk.
Hey, you're being replaced, Chuck San. We've automated it with just making air conditioners fall down.
Yep.
First act, an encounter. Back in the morning before this happened, we find our protagonist again, Shizuko, in her own bed, waking up from a history book reading induced nightmare. She heads to her agricultural high school and writes in her notebook while thinking about her dream. Fifth period is canceled and she is annoyed. But she can't pass on some seeds she bought to her teacher for whatever class-related reasons. Friends try to invite her to karaoke, but she has to go help Grandpa on the farm today. On her way home, I'm going to choose to believe this is the Grandpa from Yakutate, Japan, because it's funnier, even though it's very clearly not. This is a very clearly different vibe manga. On her way home, she also buys a book on weaponry through the ages for her brother. But then, a raindrop ends. She is transported to a river in the woods, and some scary bandits show up. We're back at page 1. She thinks maybe it's some filming going on, but they approach with lurid eyes, and she goes running. One finally catches her and pins her down, about to do who knows what, when the man is stabbed through the chest by an Ashigura. I don't know if that's not the weapon, because he's wielding a naginata, I believe. No, an Ashigura is a spear.
Ashigura.
Garu makes more sense than this one.
Shigeru.
Stop. The soldiers question Shizuko. Who are you with those weird clothes? She freaks out, but sees... Wait, is that... Hasn't she heard? Many signs on a man, all pointing to one possible answer. That's Oda Nobunaga, which she says aloud. This gets her a sword pointed at her. We learn the trivia that it's rude to say someone's given name if you don't know them, and a big giant name is described. But also there's literally like a trivia here, which happens later on. I would hope continues happening through the manga in general.
That is a thing that we know. We just don't think about it too often because we read manga.
Haven't you heard? You're not supposed to call me Oda Nobunaga.
So you can call him Oda.
But you can't call him Nobunaga.
Yeah, Oda-san.
Oda-san.
Yeah.
But then you'd be talking about the guy who writes One Piece and not this Japanese warlord from the 1600s?
I wonder
I don't know why I think that.
How it got to the point where basically everybody calls him Nobunaga. Because
haven't you heard?
That's his personal name.
Because he became a history nobody knows him anymore, so he's a history man.
Yeah. But like that would be us going, "Oh yeah, that's George. Aren't you George?"
That's why we call him Abraham Lincoln, or we call him George Washington, But maybe back then it would have been mean. I don't know. I don't know what old English people's names culture it was. She begs for forgiveness, and he spares her because her and her strange look intrigue him. State your name. Ayana Koji Shizuko. Wait, are you of the Nanban people? She cowers under his glare. I'm just a nobody townsperson. Then one of the soldiers finds her phone in her bag, which is thankfully turned off, so she plays it off as a mirror. Luckily, they didn't find the book about weapons. They go to torture answers out of her, and she says she can help. She studied agriculture and can help with crop yields. After some thinking, Nobunaga accepts. You will live to serve me. If you leave, you die. Yes. Oda's court dislikes that she is a woman, but he pushes back, literally. Discard those old-fashioned customs.
He kicks that guy right in the chest.
Yes, he literally pushes him back by kicking him. If they can be of use, I will use them. Which is like, it's like, I guess that's better, but also
destroying misogyny through tyrannical
slavery?
dictatorship. What?
It's very Russia, World War II, where it's just like, man, woman, child, you're going into the gears of the war machine. I don't think you're going to come out as a person, but you're man or woman, you're going in there.
Yeah.
She is sent to a village who couldn't pay even half of their annual tax for many years. Your mission is to fix this village up as its chief. Chapter 2, this is when we covered a few chapters because they were kind of short, and I felt like we didn't actually get a full taste of what it was. Chapter 2, in the year of 1565, so not 1600. No, I don't remember how that works. I'm going to shut up.
I
always
think
get that wrong.
one chapter does give you enough, but like
I wanted the craft, and then I got the craft.
Yeah.
So that was one of the reasons why I pushed forward a little bit to be like, I want to see if the farming is here.
They're only like, what, 38 pages long
They were
or
short.
something
That
like
was
that.
also
So it's
why.
like, this is, yeah. We can
A lot of
push
these
it a little bit.
A lot of these light novel ones we usually do. We double or triple up chapters. The villagers are distrustful, but Nobunaga's most trusted retainer threatens violence against them if they do not follow.
I think distrustful is not quite the right term.
You are
here.
correct. I get to it more.
Okay.
Shizuko is miserable at all this, but there's no choice. Luckily, she still had those seeds, but work will be hard as they are all thin and weak from malnourishment. She introduces herself in a friendly manner and says what her plan is, which instantly the crowd objects to, at least the men, because she is a woman. Another trivia point that until recently, women had no rights in this time period, but strong women didn't give a fuck and rocked it anyways. The women of the village stand up for her, and the town argues with the men, saying they will do things their way. What pricks.
There's like, oh, you said it here.
Leaving them with 10 women and 3 older men.
Yeah.
There is no machinery, and they are all frailer workers.
Good on those old guys.
Yes. She checks the soil and finds it uneven and infertile as expected, which is info she tries to pass off to the male workers, but they ignore her even if she explains why that is. She still tries to tell ways to help, but it falls on stupid deaf ears. We learn what she has in her pack: seeds for various plants, a knife, and her phone and manual charger. From her current understanding, she also tries to figure out where on a map she is. I appreciate her having her phone with the charger, because then it's like, even though there's no internet or cell connection, there's stuff it can do, and with the manual charger, she just can have that all the time whenever she wants.
Hey, all of Wikipedia is only about 100 gigabytes.
Yeah, but would you have downloaded it already before you left?
Maybe you should. You never know when you're going to get isekai.
Isekai to the Sengoku period. I've been isekai'd to the War of 1812 time. A modern person in the time when the Yankee from a Yankee and King Arthur's court came from. I isekai'd to where he was when he was isekai'ing to the night place. There's a sequel for you, Hollywood. Come talk to me, even though I've never read that book. I tried to. It was too verbose for me. Because I'm stupid. Then her first plan to bring out tubs of soil and compost to plant in. Just spreading fertilizer doesn't help. It must be mixed in. They all must manually till the fields as the oxen are too weak to do so. Then, tired at the end of the day...
there was only 2 cows.
Also, there was only 2. They did also not look well.
Yeah.
And she is tired at the end of the day. No bed, no bath, little food, and Grandpa's probably worried about me. This sucks.
Oh my god! Did they?
They don't even have beds. They sleep on the fucking floor.
Literally just
not even
laying
tatami mats
on
or whatever.
Planks of wood. There's no pillow or anything. I'm just like,
not even a mat.
How?
Not even a tatami mat. It's insane.
And they did this every night.
They're having a hard time, bud.
Get some straw. Like what?
I know they're stupid. They're stupid and they're having a hard time. Days of this repeated misery pass, but the seedlings begin to sprout already. But the men are still dipshits and won't follow her. She then teaches the women how to get even more seeds/plantings from what they've grown, essentially tripling the amount of seeds they have. After this is set, she wanders off to where she appeared to see if there are any other hints about how to get home or what even happened, but nothing. This is the fucking worst. More time passes and the sweet potatoes they planted are sprouting. Maybe we can actually do this. Back at her home, she bemoans over not having a bath and goes to undress when men show up saying they'll follow her advice. But she's still not chief. We'll follow you, but you didn't win. Also, we thought you were a man, so there would be nothing to see. I want to pile drive these men into the compost. But with all this change, there just might be a chance to turn things around. Brad, I had a really good time with this manga. This is the manga that I wanted. I'm glad I got to learn about farming, which was really neat. And a woman is fighting against a bunch of dipshit misogynists, and that makes me very happy. That she's just going to crush them via knowledge and capability, as should be. Fuck them.
No, don't.
Non-sexually.
No one should.
Non-sexually. How'd you get on with this one?
I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm finally in your territory, unintentionally. I was like, it's like, this was the big one I like dangled for people. It's just like, there's an isekai light novel in our new arc, and I like it a lot. It might be my favorite of the stack.
This is definitely the kind of isekai, which there are enough of these.
I know, because there's what, because like in another world, my smartphone is kind of like, is Apothecary Diaries an isekai? Or is it just popular?
No.
Okay, I don't actually know.
In another world, my smartphone is
also not that.
No.
Okay, I just assumed because it's like, here's
No.
my boon from the other
You
world.
would hate.
Oh, I'm sure.
In another world with my smart, like viscerally.
But I know there's
despise.
other isekai where somebody's knowledge helps. I mean,
We might need to watch that someday just to
that might be
see
another
how far
that might
you
be
can
another
go.
vice night to just get rage in my. If I'm being have a week that's too peaceful, I'll just get rage in my belly.
It's pretty heinous.
Oh boy. I'm sad that my quickest thought to is Dr. Stone, which is sort of. I could make an argument for an isekai. I don't think it would break our 5.0 on our isekai scale from long ago, but like that's my thing. If somebody's actual knowledge in their freaking head allows them to solve a problem,
Right?
Not a
There's
not
no
a cheated,
magic boon,
not
or
a
anything.
cheated thing,
Yeah.
not like. And I mean, what I'm guessing the smartphone is like not like it, which it seems even worse than that from what you've described right now. But like not like I have this future technology that I have no actual knowledge of, and that gives me the thing. It's just straight up. I went to school for this. I know these things. I can help in this situation.
Right.
And I like that she's specifically going to school for this. So this kind of becomes an exam.
And I'll tell you what,
And
it's
it works.
A good thing it was her, because any of her classmates would be dead.
Because they want to go to karaoke. Well, also she's going to school for it, but she's also literally working on a farm with her grandfather. Yeah. I mean, it's only a little bit like I like her. I like that it's like all of this sucks, and also like I'm upset that my grandpa is worried about me. Not that like I'm obviously that she misses him, but like. He's old and now he's worried about me being gone.
She's like a normal.
She's like a normal
girl.
fucking person.
Although they sort of glossed over freaking out about being in the Sengoku period. She sort of resigns herself to her fate pretty quickly.
When you get a sword pointed at you, there's kind of when you show up first thing and are almost raped and then are at sword point, a lot of general like checking in emotional things I don't think happen.
Yeah.
And also it's just boring to do the wah for too long, because it's like we've seen a million of these stories. Like
Right.
Like this is funny because normally I yell at them for not doing this, and here I'm just like, I have what I want. You've given me what I want. This is such a poster child of my normal. I mean, in a smaller sense of like, I hate most isekai and light novels because they are the what's my very Twitter way of putting it that I have that I like. They are cis male ruling class power fantasies.
Okay.
And it's like instead of actually trying like
it's old Twitter.
What? It's a good, new Twitter doesn't like it. Blue Sky. I don't know. Whatever. Regardless, it's the thing. I mean, I talked about on the Discord a little bit of like kind of why I liked what I've seen so far of reincarnated. What is it? Slime?
Is
that it? I feel like there was words
that
missing.
time. I got reincarnated as a slime.
Where it's like it's not just like I'm powerful. Like I get a boon and I'm powerful, but it's like I am genuinely trying my best to help the world and the people in it, and not just be like, I've got a big sword and I'm fighting the Demon King and all these girls really like me. And it's like it's the weird thing. I mean, I guess this is now going to become slightly me talking about reincarnated. That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
We're gonna have to talk about it at some point.
I know. But it's bleeding through here because it's just like I want him to find love now, even though it's like I was a virgin in life, and it's just normally it's like when I see that I go but it's like he's not focused on that. Like he's actually focused on like trying to genuinely, emotionally, empathetically help people and make their lives better, and gaining, not just through violence.
Yeah, but he's gaining power as if he's collecting Pokemon.
Yeah, but I'm fine. I love the village building. I love it a lot. But no, here. I mean, admittedly, she's not like she has no her boon is future knowledge that she actually knows, but and that makes it feel purposeful and owned. And seeing how that's going to do, but also like she's in a lot of danger. Again, she's a woman in the Sengoku period. She's in a village that, regardless of gender, is doing really poorly. Like the fact that any of them are alive is kind of a miracle.
I'm reminded of, I guess it's a meme, like a joke image of like. Someone gets transported back in time. Yeah, so electricity makes this stuff work. And how do you make electricity?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like that's very, in a different way that I am admittedly outside of my ballpark to talk about, but of like hearing like black weebs talk about it's like, we can only isekai back so far before it's like this is the no pass danger zone. Like once we go past that point, not a good time to be in America. Do not do that.
You have to be in a different country.
You got to go somewhere else.
Very specific countries too.
Yes. But no, like it's not. I mean, it is very isekai light novel where it's kind of more occupied with its main like gimmick,
Yeah.
like what it's about, than like telling a bigger story. But like the setup's fine. I like it. I like the girl. She seems like she has a good heart. She's very clearly like, I very understand that it's like, I don't have any fucking bed. There's barely any food, and the food that I do have sucks. I can't fucking take a bath, and I'm doing physical labor all day. Like that fucking sucks. I would hate to not. I would go insane not having to be able to like shower after a hard day's work on something.
By the way, girl, you already went back to the river. Go take a bath in the river.
Actually, yeah. No, you're right. Okay, counterpoint. Your point was genuine. Counterpoint. Woman already worried about her safety with a bunch of men that fucking hate her guts. Already the moment she showed up in the world was about to be probably raped. Do you want to be naked out in the open?
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm not going to say that your point was valid, because you're like, yeah, why wouldn't you get in the river? But I'm just like, I'm coming at this from a different life experience. I don't have the understanding but also like not even just in the general sense, in the literally the moment she showed up, bandits tried to rape her.
The only thing I would say in response is that at that point she was completely disoriented.
True, but I think that still puts the fear of it
still.
But if you were desperate enough, you would just dunk yourself in the river. But also, how many different clothes? Whatever. I guess I know to all those, just because I'm busting out the R word. I think that scene in general is not too explicit.
No.
But I think it is clearly obvious when somebody's pinned down like that and you see this like man on her. Like, I mean, I think it could be uncomfortable. I think we have covered more uncomfortable scenes that were akin to that easily.
More uncomfortable scenes in less explicit.
Yes.
Series.
Correct. It is very. It's
worth noting.
Nothing gets out. It's very implied of this is his intention.
Yeah.
Nothing actually happens. Nobody is stripped.
He gets stabbed right through the fucking chest.
That man is stripped down, and the middle of his chest is removed by a spear going through it. Which hell yeah, but I honestly liked learning about farming as somebody who's attempting to garden a very little bit. I'm literally, hopefully, going to do gardening tomorrow. But also just I am always a sucker for knowledge. Lets you. I think I even
because knowledge is power.
It is years ago. I think I even talked to you about it. There might even be a snippet on the old podcast with it. I got a book that was like the Time Traveler's Guide, and it's like the gag is it's like a manual for if your time machine breaks down. And the first part is like if you can fix it. But otherwise, it's like the rest of the book, the actual book, is here is ways through your knowledge you can essentially speed up the progress of progress. And I just love the things because there's that joke where it's just like, well, everything runs on electricity. How do you do that? How does any of that? How would you make a computer?
Yeah,
I don't know. But like the idea of like
you got to make a rock really smooth and then put electricity through it to make it think.
But I think about it's like the idea of it's like, oh, crop rotations. Like if I learned a little bit more, I could take that information back and just make farming like notably more efficient with very little extra.
Well,
or like the fertilizers, like that's what I love. It's like these are fairly straightforward. Like it's not like, oh, you need to start being to produce this chemical to do these things, or like this particular material, or like aluminum or something. Like I love when, like especially with farming, it's like farming is the base bone of all civilization, and if you can just give that like a big boost with just the thoughts in your head.
But there's still a lot of details there because this would be my problem. You know, I have a lot of vague knowledge about a lot of stuff. If I was in that situation, I would be back there and I would go, right, crop rotation. That's really easy to weigh.
Yeah.
And then I'll just be like, go plant that over there. And it's like, wait a minute. I don't know the details of crop rotation. I only know put this plant over there next time.
But that's why I said if I did a little learning before this happened, if I had some sort of control over it.
I know we need nitrogen. Where do we get nitrogen
But it's
from?
the idea of like she actually sees them like throwing the fertilizer on. It's like that it actively kind of makes things worse. You have to like mix it in that, like that's why they have the compost buckets. And I love that. It's like not even just that you're doing it, like you had the right idea, you just did it all wrong. So you had the materials to do this. Here's how you put it together. The fact that it's like, oh, once they start sprouting, you can cut them up and replant those, and now you essentially have 3 times as many seeds, and you also are still growing those original bits. Like that's learn awesome.
Some stuff here, like you know. I have vague knowledge of many things, but like
now you have slightly more specific knowledge about farming.
The whole thing about like, hey, your field is slightly, slanted.
Yeah!
All of the good soil is getting washed away.
Like
conceptually,
That
I
makes
understand
sense, but
that.
you wouldn't have thought
But
of
if
that.
I was in
when you
that
think about
situation, I wouldn't have been looking for that.
Also because you're you don't have time to stop and think and look if you are like, I'm so hungry every single, like if you're sleeping on freaking wood, if you're lucky, and barely eating and not bathing, and like, what are you doing for fun? Like, you're just sort of, your brain and your body are incredibly malnourished. Like, you can't always take the time to know these things. So it's why it's nice of somebody who gets to come from the future, who is in a situation to have learned all those things and contain them in her head, to be able to do those things. So, big thumbs up.
Yeah.
Art. It's fine. It's very workmanlike. Workmanlike neutral.
Yeah.
It's not my art style. It's not the normal generic anime style.
Yeah, it's
but
more
it is definitely
realistic.
But it's still fairly. But it is what it is. But I like the sort, like, what it is enough to be like, I'm fine. Like, I've got no major opinions in either direction. Like, is. That's why I say workmanlike neutral.
I feel like they're going for
a
realistic style.
Yeah, I would say there's something in there.
Although it still keeps like some reaction faces and stuff like that are cartoony. But I think for the most part, trying to go for realism, it almost works. Like you said, it's fine.
It's fine. It's not what I'm here for farming.
Yeah.
I'm here for all of the farming sim games that I play.
There was no point at which I was like, I don't understand what's happening in this picture.
Or then there was no moment I'm like, oh my gosh, generic human. It was just like, okay, yeah, no, this is an art. It's an art. It's a style. It's good. It's solid. I like the art well enough. Where do we think it can go? So, like, at some point,
the future,
she's going to turn the village around. The dangling thread of that weapons book is so... Because it's like, isn't it just a short walk from some form of compost or the chemicals involved to explosives?
I mean,
I don't know what's in that
yes,
book.
But no.
Dangling thread... But that dangling thread of that book is just such a, like... Because at first I was like, why are we being shown this? This is very strange. But it's like, I'm picking up for my brother. It's like, oh, I want to meet her brother then. That's interesting. And then and then when she was looking over, like, when they find the phone, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's anytime there's a phone, it's usually like sorcery, but it's like, oh, it's just a mirror, it's off.
It makes me wonder though, like, how detailed is the book? Because if they don't actually explain the parts of gunpowder, it's not really going to do.
But is it just going to be guns, or is it going to be like other, like, I'm curious what it will mean, because it's so specifically packaged for her to take it with her in a storytelling sense. So I'm excited to see what that will mean if she meets somebody else.
Every advanced weapon beyond a sword requires gunpowder. So,
I mean, it could be an understanding of blacksmithing to make a better spear or sword, or like, and I don't know, but it's such a
well, that's not going to matter because Japan doesn't have enough steel.
Yeah,
that's why they
have to fold it so many times.
Have those katanas in the first place.
No, but I'm just so, like, it's such a planted informational seed, and in a series that I'm already excited about learning about things that could dual branch into something related to, like, weaponry or battle is exciting. But also, like, it does all start from food. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm curious to see how much of it is just farming. Could it be like, does canning happen? Can they make? I'm assuming they can make less. I don't know. But it's like, but we're also very specifically. We're not just back in time.
They have glass.
We're back in time in, like, the podunkest podunk town you can get. These people are barely getting by. There's, like, under 100 of them, seemingly. Like, this is a tiny little village not doing well. Like, there are other places that are doing better that she could get to at some point. I am now thinking of The Good Earth that I had to read in school many, many years ago, even though that was set in China, about somebody, like, subsistence farming and slowly working up to be able to grow more every year. That it's like, I can build a bigger house. I can afford to, I was at the time as it was, like, buy a wife. Okay, now we have a family. Now I'm getting, like, it is very, I liked that bit because it was very just, like, video gamey, like, moving up the ranks and things. And I could see that happening here, that it, like, could she at some point get into, like, Nobunaga's actual, like, retinue? Like, she makes a point at one point, it's like, I'm changing history by putting this information out because now more people will be alive than not because we're making more food more consistently.
It's good on her for just immediately going, just
whatever.
Me being here made things different.
Yeah.
Because
being here,
so many...
Sure, whatever, but, like, very specifically just making a note of it and just moving on. It's like, I don't need to get stuck on this. I don't want to have to be like, the butterflies, like, and I'm like, just like, again, I'm here for farming.
You always have so many protagonists, especially in, like, Otome Isekai, where it's like, you get 3/4 of the way into the story before they're like, oh my God, did my presence here change things? It's like, of course it fucking did.
Weapons, blacksmithing, farming tools.
Yeah.
Because art, especially, I mean, this is definitely a stretch, but this is my brain doing connection math. Most of known ninja weapons are based on farming tools.
Yeah.
And
is that before this time, though?
It might be this time, around this time. Well, they're samurai, so there's the ninja are just not like they're just guerrilla combatants.
Do you think she'll ever get a samurai sword?
Samurai sword. I don't know. We've talked about that on the podcast.
We haven't. Come on the Discord and ask us what the hell we're talking about.
Come out of this one when we talk about in the very particular era, we're saying a samurai sword. There's some good stuff in that. There's some good English in that freaking anime. What do you want to see? Where do you think we're going? Like, I feel like we're just going to move up. We're going to grow more food. Like at some point, the men are going to actually respect her. They have to.
Maybe.
I hope. I'm praying. I'm really hopeful.
Or get killed.
That would also be. Yeah, but we need workers.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that the trajectory would have to be, she rescues this village, and then Oda is like, oh my God, you really did it. I didn't think you could, but we're going to take you to this other place and put you in charge of this thing. And basically be in his ranks.
I'm curious to see how it'll expand, because it feels like she's already in hard mode. As with many survivalist games, the beginning is the hardest when you don't know what's going on and you have no resources. Mm-hmm. But each passing challenge becomes easier because you have that much more of a system built up for it. So it feels like she's already in the hardest form of it, where both the land and society itself is balking against her. But like, they make a point that there's nothing mechanical, but it's like their tools suck. So it's like, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited for just basic growth and learning about farm and shit. Like, I'm in for that. Hell yeah.
I think,
I wanted a craft of the land, and this is it.
As much as I said, like, oh, I think chapter 1 gives you enough, and these 2 chapters really cement the craft nature of this.
Yes.
There's still like, man, what the heck is going to happen?
Exactly.
Where do you go with this?
This is, of what we've read so far, this is the one with the least. I mean, maybe it's just because it's outside of my normal reading habits. Like, this is the one that I have the least things to pull on for other story beats. Like, there's not future planted things outside of, like, I guess she gets the respect of the village. Again, very, very video gamey. Which is the funny thing with me in light novels and isekais, is sometimes I can say that as, like, a slur, and sometimes I can say, I love video games. I love this is kind of gamey.
The thing is I
think it's mostly because that game is not Dragon Quest.
Yeah. The nature of most isekai, those power fantasy isekai, is that it's just a power fantasy. So you go to the place, you have the power, you get the women, you go on an adventure, you can do that for as long as you want, and you can end wherever you want, because the journey is the thing you're there for.
Yeah.
And in this one, I would say also the journey is what we're here for, but I think the nature of what it is means that at some point we sort of need to establish a goal, an endpoint of this. Like,
well, I think she wants to get home, but I don't know, like, do you, like, I know you had your theory that the air conditioner fell on her, but, like, do you think she's dead? Like, it seems weird that we've talked about, like, will she think about Grandpa? Like, can her family only exist in flashbacks where she's, like, learning something?
So,
because it feels weird to reference so much of her, but also I could, like, isekai do that where it's like, here's some things in life, and we're never going to talk or think about them again. It's not important.
I was just thinking, this would actually piss me off if it actually was an air conditioner and she's just in a coma, because we already established that she had a nightmare.
She did have a Nobunaga Samurai Sengoku period related nightmare.
So, like, she might just be
It was all a dream. I used to read Agricultural Magazine.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you could do, but I sort of feel like that would be disappointing.
Any time it was all a dream shows up is I would say never, but is very, 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 like, 99% of the time.
Oh, but then
a bad
she
move.
reads in a book and, like, finds out that they got sweet potatoes in the Sengoku period, and it was all real.
I'm actually fine with that. That's fine. That's okay now. Because then it wasn't a dream. It happened. It was meaningful.
Or did she just dream about sweet potatoes even though they had them?
Her dreams changed history. Japan will be very different. we'll see. I don't know. I'm excited. I love the buildup of things. I love learning about farming and gardening. I love fighting misogyny. If you fuck them, non-sexually.
I would like her to have the ability to fight back properly. I mean, that's most of the time in any story that I'm reading. That
I also
protagonist.
hope they get more of their comeuppance, and it's not just sneering respect. Like I hope there's a moment. I mean, obviously,
now, to be fair,
I don't think
those guys deserve like horrible violence because they're just
no. But also
abusive,
it's one of those like we need bodies, but I want like the big crying kowtow something. I want them through other means that they get beat up. Like I just want some karmic balancing that is more than just she proves her worth that was already there at the beginning they didn't want to listen to because they were assholes. So, anything else before Thinky Thinks and Feely Feels?
Yeah, we glossed over this. This isn't an Isanine, so
this is not.
It's we're it's just screwing everything up.
I also brought it of my own accord.
Yeah,
you had nothing to do with it.
And this is one you swapped in. Right?
I swapped this in, and I'm excited to read more of it. I've been waiting to do this episode because I wanted to read more.
Maybe
I can talk about the series I'm reading now because that episode will have come out.
Maybe you're sick. I mean, you like that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Maybe I'm sick. I've been infected. If I go back, I'd like those more. Bullshit. Shut up. You're not infecting me. But no, I think by virtue of difference, I could dual track this with Holy Land. I think this is a very, very different flavor. And it'd be like, oh, I'm in the mood for something a little, because like this feels a little bit more comparatively, especially right now. Emotions are very high where I'm at in Holy Land, so it feels nice to be able to talk about that on podcasts, and not because I'm constantly being on the Discord. It's like this episode's coming, like I fucking love this manga.
That's this week.
Yep. Well, that's this week to us. To you, it's like a month ago.
Yeah,
a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, what's your Thinky Thinks, your Feely Feels?
So I'm just gonna go with good.
Me too. Honestly, I think it's good. Yeah. I think my brain is auto says fine, but it is good. It is doing what it needs to do. It put the pieces together nicely.
Yeah, I don't think it goes down to like
no.
There's not really anything
it's not,
here that's
it's not fine derogatory. It's fine. It's like everything works. The car works. It runs like you want it to because it's a fucking car. Like it's doing its job.
It's got power windows and a CD player.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have heated seats.
Yeah.
Or cruise control. Why doesn't it have cruise control? All cars have cruise control. Oh, it's because it's a Sengoku period.
Thank you.
No, yeah, it's real solid.
Yes.
It's definitely not going to be
solid.
It's definitely not going to be for everybody.
No.
And there's, at least at this point from these two chapters, there's nothing to really latch onto and go, oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
But it's just real solid.
It does what it says on the tin, and that's what I want to eat, baby.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
To that end, I'm gonna say that I feel good to great.
I feel that it's great by virtue of my excitement to read it. And I think that just because this just ticks a lot of my particular boxes that makes me go, I want to see what happens next. I want to see her overcome these problems. I want to see her turn this town around. I like a community story, it seems.
Yeah.
I love a build-up.
You're just like, show me
give me an upgrade
straw thatched roof house in Japan, and I'm all about it.
Give me an upgrade tree, and I'm there. That's what this feels like. This feels like a big, wonderful branching upgrade tree that's more than just...
As soon as they started building houses in slime, you were like, yes!
Plus 2% crit chance. It's like, no. We have a blacksmith now, and now we can grow this, and this means this for our energy and our diet. And like, maybe we have a story of like, one of these guys can now eat enough that he can go be a soldier or something. I don't know. Or she can feed the soldier. I don't know. I'm excited. But I know that excitement is very specific to me and what I like and what I'm looking for. And it's like, this was very much of like why it's good. It's just like, it does what it says in the tin. There's not really that many extra frills, but what it's doing, I like. It's what I want.
Yep.
If it wasn't what I want, this is very like the opposite version of Bartender. It's like both of them did a good job with what they were doing, but I don't really care about what Bartender's about, but I care about what this is about.
It seems so silly to
but am I not
compare
wrong?
the two.
But like,
I get what you're
where
saying,
it's just like both of them do what they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
They're fairly good, but each of the, like, by virtue of me and what I'm interested in and stuff, where it's like that one is just like, I don't really care about the particulars of cocktails and the bars and all that, but it's like, it could be good. This is like, oh, I do like learning about American culture, and like, this is a cool time period, and it's like the fact that she's fighting against misogyny and she has to like build up her position and things. It's like, and the little trivia bits, it's like, that's exciting. This is trivia that resonates with me instead of trivia that pisses me off that people are so particular about things.
By the way, once again, the hidden misogyny arc.
This isn't hidden. The arc, I guess it's hidden.
No, the arc is hidden.
The village hidden in the misogyny.
This is the poster child for this arc.
This is the lodestone of the arc of being about misogyny. But yeah. Would you buy?
Oh. No.
I would, by virtue of just like, I was really excited to read more, and Brad,
I want to read more.
I stopped myself. I don't remember. I used to break that rule all the time, and I don't remember what changed. But I've been now being more.
I rubbed off on you.
Damn, I really want to read more.
My responsible nature.
You did. I think I even waited to read more for Holy Land. I don't think I read it until we recorded the episode, even though I like really, 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 really wanted to.
Maybe we went long enough without reading something that you really latched onto immediately, that you sort of like recentered yourself.
Being responsible. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe just because I had other things that I was reading or doing that it wasn't just like, oh, I should keep going. It's like, I can stop. We'll get there, and then I'll read it, and then I'll go do something else. I'll do something else in the meantime. So, would buy. Very curious for more. Excited I can read it now.
This definitely falls into the like, I would give someone money for this, but I don't want to own a book.
I'd lend you my copy.
Yeah.
This we'd have a reversal here, but okay.
And the thing is like, so I definitely want to read more of this. I'm probably not going to read more immediately.
Yeah, I could see that.
This is not the kind of isekai that when I read it, it just fires all my dopamine receptors at once.
I'm very well aware, Brad. Your little tummy.
But for the most part, I wouldn't bring you one of those.
You need to eat your gushers and your little fruit snacks and your and your goldfish.
My type 2 Isabetes.
In another world where I still have my foot.
Yeah.
Oof, sorry guys, that was a rough one. We don't need to high noon. I feel like we're fairly in agreement.
I don't actually have diabetes, by the way. In case anybody was wondering.
Just in case nobody was worried about
I actually eat pretty responsibly.
Yeah, that's good for you, yeah.
I don't eat too many sweets.
We only vice night sometimes.
Even though I
very rarely
ate all that stuff today, but that's just today.
Today was a special. This was a cheat day. Yeah, Brad, plant those seeds of the ads and such.
Yeah, that thing that we do.
I'm trying to. It's always the trouble of finding. I want to try to use a word or a concept from what we were reading, but sometimes it sounds too. I'll just come out and say it, sexual.
Does a lot of the time.
It does a lot of, even just hit me with the plugs. The slight changing of that has made it really like, oh God, I regret that. It's the second it left my lips. So I have to be, but I feel like that one's solid. Plant the seeds.
Well, as always, we need to thank Sugoi Mart for partnering with us. Sugoi Mart's a retailer of Japanese snacks, drinks, toys, and merch. All kinds of cool stuff you can't get outside Japan. No farming equipment. Our listeners can click the link in the description or use code APR15 at checkout to get 15% off their first order. And we want to hear from you. So check out our social links on our website, animepodcasterreincarnation.com. You can find a link to our Discord up there, which is the best place to come and chat with us. Come on our Discord and tell us what farming you've done.
I guess we didn't really talk about our thing. I mean, like what? I garden a little bit, but I only grow flowers. Maybe one year I'll finally try to grow a food thing.
My wife was really into gardening for like 2 years, and she still has all kinds of stuff on the back porch.
Yep.
But like she hasn't touched it.
I don't know if you noticed. Well, you wouldn't have because I closed the shades. I pulled those giant weed things out of my garden finally.
Good.
Because I planted, my mom got me a sunflower seed, and I got a big pot and some soil and planted that out front.
One single sunflower seed.
Yeah. Well, no, a sunflower. It was already green and growing. But I just pulled out, like, it was just like, and also they had started to flower, and the flowers were really lame and weedy, and I was like, no. So I just yanked them all up and tossed them in the dumpster. and I'm going to replant the stuff that's in my hanging planter there because those seem like they need more soil.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
So we had our flower beds out front. I had our landscapers rip it out. On the one side, they replace it with stone. We're gonna do some like raised planters in that part. But on the other side, I just wanted it to become the rest of the yard because it's just too much stuff to take care of, and it was all weeds and overgrowing and stuff. So they ripped all that out, and I tried to plant some grass. Not going great. I'm still dealing with it. But there's just one spot that's sort of like in the corner where the porch is, which I have a feeling I'm never going to get grass to grow there, but I'm still going to try. But
just put like a bird bath there, like a thing.
Yeah, maybe. I was out there last week, and I was weed whacking the area to keep the weeds from coming back up.
Yeah.
And I walk around the corner, and here back in this corner is one single stalk of an orchid.
Ha!
It had 3 flowers growing out. It was like 4 feet tall. And I'm just like, what are you doing? It's a shaded corner. There's hardly ever any sun. And it's just a single.
I mean, what? One of the plants that I grew last year that like died over winter, like sprang back to life, and I was just like, and got super tall, and I didn't even notice it because I didn't go out to check the garden. It's like, how did you get this? Like, there was nothing this big that I planted myself last year. How are you doing this?
Right. And it's like, I couldn't have planted one of those if I tried. What are you doing?
It's the funny thing in nature of how this works. So,
anyway, come on our Discord and tell us your gardening story.
Gardening or farming experience. Yeah. Have you pet a cow? What cute name do you have for cows? We call them the moos.
La Moo?
No, just moos. The moos. We went and saw the moos.
That's the other thing my wife got obsessed with is La Boo Boos.
I don't know what that is.
Don't learn about it.
Good. Continue talking about something else.
Also on our website, animepodcasterreincarnation.com, on our social links page, you can find a link to our Patreon. On our Patreon, our patrons get awesome perks like bonus episodes, getting to vote on what we cover on heroin addiction, and getting the high-quality stereo version of the podcast early. And, of course, we have to shout out our patrons. So, first and foremost, we've got our noble tier, where we have our marquee, Sir Cake Dwarf.
The thing I was going to sing that I formed after the other one is not fitting at all. What's a fun, jaunty farming tune? Turkey in the Straw is not for royalty. How does the Beverly Hillbillies theme go? All I can think about is the Weird Al. That's Cat Dog. You're singing Cat Dog.
Yeah, I am.
All I can think about is the Weird Al version of
Crude.
All I can think about is the Weird Al one that's Money for Nothing.
Texas Tea, Black Gold.
Do I not actually know how that goes? Whatever. I want my Beverly. I'll play it for you then. It's from the UHF movie. It's Money for Nothing, but it's about the Beverly Hillbillies.
Anyway.
That I don't know anymore. Cake Dwarf, I'm sorry. Your thing. Go watch UHF, Cake Dwarf.
Great.
This is my test.
Well, now I have to leave that all in there.
You do.
Also at our noble tier, we have Count Imaginary Numeral.
Ba 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 ba. See, because I was gonna do that because it was down because it's based off of the Nightmare Before Christmas Making Christmas. But then for Cake Dwarf, I was gonna do What's This? I was gonna do ba 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 ba, and I was like, it's not Christmas, it's not spooky. What am I doing? So that was kind of why I faltered and thought about farming things instead. Making Christmas, counting numbers.
I wonder if anybody got that until you just said that.
Count. When we were in that Taco Bell parking lot, and I was like, count, and you were like, yo.
At our reincarnator tier, we've got Moon. And last, and certainly not least, at our commoner tier, we've got Laura Carroll, Last Man on Earth, and Rena. So thank you so much to all our patrons.
Thank you, patrons. Thank you, Brad, for doing it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Make sure you listen to all the podcasts on our feed and
Oda Nobunaga had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
And on his farm, he had an isekai girl through time.
E-I-E-I-O.
With a misogyny here.
And a sweet potato over there. There, misogyny here, a sweet potato.
There's
everywhere, a misogyny.
There's no bad, there's no bad. Everything is miserable. Oda Nobunaga
Had a farm.
She's this really sucks. Good night, everybody. Cookie and the cream, whatever. I should probably learn what they're saying.
Mina.
Hi, see, right? Like that's all. Like that's all I had, and I would just watch that. Like that was my
Anata Daisuke.
That was my stability, mental stability, stim during show week. Was just watching that a bunch and smiling to myself and doing the little motions. That kept me going. Sengoku Komachi Kuroutan, right? You're useless. You don't even make a face at me. Fuck you.
I'm looking. I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Be patient.
Never. You heard it with your ears. You could have had thoughts in your head.
It's just the last word that I'm unsure.
Down on the farm, it's Sengoku Komachi Kuroutan. Maybe not as the last one, but this time you're going to the farm upstate. It's Sengoku Komachi Kuroutan. Is that too dark?
A little bit.
But it is kind of funny, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd use it. That's an after beeps. That's like, I'm very proud of that, but it's like, that's a little too dark for just in general in this one, especially if you're dealing with something. But if you're getting the after beeps, we're kind of firing fast and loose.
You can't battle misogyny with pesticides.
No.
Well, maybe you can. That's
an after beeps. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. Better than a poke in the eye. This is a super tangent. Beep this.
We are so far off track already.
Cut this.
It doesn't matter.
This is a beep. I don't want this in the beginning because this is going to break the flow. But this is a story I need to tell, even though it's nothing to do with anything. This is a beep. I'm commanding you to put this on the beep, even what I'm saying right now. Please, for the love of God, otherwise this would be a terrible first episode to start with. But I'm reminded of somebody from America, an African American from America who was a PNG tuber, talking to their VTuber friend who was from the Philippines. And then having a conversation about them in the Philippines not understanding that they couldn't say the N-word, but they had the understanding that even though they were all Filipino, that she was lighter skinned, and thus the darker skinned one said she couldn't say it, even though none of them truly understood what it was, and that they shouldn't have been saying it. Because they just say, oh, people in America are saying it all the time, thus we could, like, and it's just like...
Almost.
African American dude thought it was hilarious. Because it's just like, you dumb little idiots on the other side of the world.
They don't know what it means.
Okay. This gets her soybeans. Okay, this is not the bit. While you were doing all that stuff, I was trying to think of a bit, and I could not think of one. This is not me. Well, no, this. At least I was trying to think. This wasn't me looking at my phone and being distracted.
That's fair.
This was me going, oh fuck, there's nothing coming to mind. Because it was just like, I was going to do like a little thing about like, we're planting a seed, and it was going to be very like cozy, but I'm like, I don't know what to do with that either, so. Something about
the
gardening.
devil went down to Sengoku. He was looking for a Nobunaga.
Why are you dealing with the devil? Why are you battling the devil in a fiddle battle? Fucked. Yes, you off. Oh, that's something I should add to my karaoke list. I always wanted to do Beelzebub at karaoke. Or Beelzebub. No, let's focus. What's like a farming or Sengoku period? No, Naga show up and tells me I have to be a royal podcaster.
How the fuck am I gonna cut that together?
That'll be really that song. No, that song when you started it, it's And Brad, and then you just cut all of that. That just cut right to it. Don't cut any of it. Like, once you start singing this song, just put it all together. It being a mess is what it can be. It's great.
We have
no
fun
bed.
here.
There's no bed. Everything is terrible. Brad, we're almost there.
Yeah.
The end is in sight. I'm going to see if I can stop shaking my phone.
The whole beginning.
I know.
You're just...
It's not nerves. It's not nerves.
I was just like, do you need a fidget spinner?
No, this is not a fidget. This is not a fidget. It's Community Day weekend on Pikmin.
Oh, you're actually doing something.
I'm faking steps.
Oh my God.
I'm tired as Brad. I'm tired as fuck. Thursday I had a double shot at the gym after not being there last week, after giving blood this week. So I was like, my whole body was sore, and it was a new routine, which always makes my body sore. And then I went to the lake Friday and swam around a bunch already being sore. And then on top of all that, this morning I had Zumba. So it's like, I've had my time. And then I even took a mini walk when I got home just to plant some more flowers in Pikmin. So it's like, I've done my exercise. I deserve rest. But I got close enough with the step counter from doing Zumba and my little walk where it's like, I don't want to do another big walk after this. I'm going to not want to move at all. But once today is over, it resets for tomorrow. And I can't do that. And I'm close enough that I want the medal. So I've just been shaking it. One of the things...
Put it in the dryer.
That was one of the things that said, was the dryer. The other one that I genuinely considered doing before we came down here was... They suggested strapping it to a ceiling fan, and I have one in my room, so I was just going to see if I could put it on low setting and just sit it up there and have it go.
I wonder if that'll work, because it doesn't...
That was my thought, and that's why I'm just here. I'm almost
that's just
done,
a
so
constant...
I can stop. Like, I could take a mini buzz around the neighborhood when we're done, or just shake it some more and be good for today. I'm like, I'm less than 1,000. I'm like 700 steps. I'm good.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Do you have to stop and start the recording?
Yeah, but that was fun. I was leaving it go.
Oh, no, I'm not saying you shouldn't have. I'm just saying I'm checking in to make sure.
Are you still listening to this?
Heck, the movie's over. Go home.